Do you truly think money can buy happiness? Research in positive psychology actually shows that it seems money does buy happiness, but only to a certain extent. I don't quite remember. I think the cutoff where the correlation between money and happiness started getting insignificant is around $70K a year. Therefore making it so that there is, on average, not much difference in happiness between someone who earns $80K and someone who earns millions. That could partly be attributed to the law of diminishing returns. A fascinating topic that I urge everyone to look into because of how interesting it is. 99.9% of the problems I have right now could be solved with money. Mind you, these are serious problems. I don't want the there will always be problems BS. Honestly, a lot of my problems are money related. If I had more money, I'd definitely be happy. I'd have a better home. My debts would be paid off. I could afford a car. I could pay my bills worry free. I don't live a lavish lifestyle. I don't have a need to have the newest things or most expensive brands. I don't need the world. I would just like to live comfortably. Yes, I've been living below poverty line for a while. All of my problems could be solved with money. Even my mental illness would be helped with enough money to afford appropriate therapy. Yes, money buys food, pays bills, nice stuff, and most importantly, buys therapy. A lot of people have mental health issues. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Mental health is a serious problem overall, and it's important to get help if you can. So yeah, money can buy happiness. Not right away. Healing takes time, but it does. Okay, I retract my initial comment about my major depressive disorder. I'd probably be a lot happier if my access to mental health care were unrestricted. Yep, as in it gives a peace of mind which relieves a lot of stress, like how am I going to pay rent this month, I can't really afford food and bills this month etc. Yep, at least in my case. Right now I have cataracts in both eyes, my right eye pretty much blind. My left has progressively diminished over the past 6 years. I've been saving for my operation since 2015. Short-term happiness? Yes, when financial debt is never a problem, when you can purchase anything or go wherever your heart desires. After all this, you would need to find something more significant to bring you meaningful happiness. There's always going to be factors of life that money can't fix. With that being said, if I'm struggling with something like a major trauma that even the best medical attention can't completely relieve, I'd sure as heck rather not be worrying about how I'm going to pay my bills on top of it. Every person has a different situation. Sometimes, money helps to keep a roof over your head and to support yourself through anything. But others don't care about money that bad. It depends on who you ask. Studies have shown that money actually can increase happiness, up to around $75,000 annually. It has diminishing returns on happiness over that amount though. So a person who makes $25,000 and their income doubles to $50,000 would be much happier. However, the person who goes from $1 million to $2 million won't have any noticeable difference. Money can buy you things that will getting you temporary happiness. With enough money you can keep buying yourself temporary happiness. This won't work very well for a person who is truly unhappy. For a lot of people, many of their problems could be solved by having enough money. For me, yes, money could buy happiness. Up to a certain point. Which is sad. It's sad that we live in a world where our happiness is measured by how wealthy we are. It's sad that we've constructed a world in which we do nothing but get up, go to work, go home, pay bills, sleep, over and over and over again, living in a miserable cycle until death. Heck no, happiness comes from within. Could have all the money in the world, but if you have no idea what to do with it, you'll be miserable. Fortunately for me, I know exactly what I'd do if money were no object. Not happiness directly, it can solve your financial problems, which tend to be your worst problems. Not always the case. If you don't have money, so once you get the money those problems disappear, making you feel happy. Of course that's all speculation cause I am poor and never experienced this, but being poor I can say that my happiness isn't tied to my income. If it were, then I'd never be happy. Up to a certain point, yes. But it eventually doesn't matter anymore. This only applies to extremely wealthy people. But for the vast majority, yes. It can reduce stress if you're rich enough not to be in serious trouble. Getting cartoonishly rich is proven not to make people happier, but being very poor is proven to make your life worse. If you have enough to avoid that stress and try to live above your means, you can self-induce that kind of stress by getting into debt trying to live like a richer person. My husband always says money gives you choices, and choice equals happiness. It's not the money itself, it's the freedom it offers. Number. Frick no. Being emotionally free is true happiness. Look at all these celebrities constantly divorcing each other. Imagine being able to afford almost anything, but none of those things actually make you happy. Being miserable and having money is probably the worst combination. No, but it can remove a great deal of the stress that causes unhappiness. And I've read some of the heartbreaking stories here, and I'm sure at least some would have been avoided by early intervention had people not been so flat out working that they couldn't take the time to care for their health. I know for us, whilst most people would think of us as fairly poor, but we have all our bills covered, plus a little money in the bank for emergencies, and that just does wonders for your mental state. Add to that, as the house that we rent belongs to my parents, we don't have the worry that we will ever be kicked out, or the rent hiked up unreasonably. The amount of stress reduced by the absolute stability of our home was mind-boggling. We had no idea how much stress that caused until it was gone. And, as this house will be ours in the fullness of time, our future is assured. All this with my husband only working weekends, and I'm on a disability pension. If everyone was able to have a decent living wage, the stresses of finding money to pay bills would be gone. Having stable housing, again, stress gone. So when something goes wrong, one of us isn't feeling quite right, we get it sorted quickly, instead of ignoring it because we have to work. I was a paramedic, and something I heard so often was, I knew something was wrong, I just didn't have time to go to the doctor, because that's the one thing that money does give us. Time. Time to care for ourselves, and time to do the things that bring us joy. I think it's like the law of diminishing marginal returns. If people had a certain amount of money, whatever that may be for their particular situation, their worries and stresses would be drastically reduced. However, no amount of money can replace good health. Within reason, of course, wealthier people have better access to medical care, but some illnesses are not treatable, regardless of money. If someone has an astronomical amount of money, a sum they could never live to spend, does this make them 1,000 times happier than the next guy? Probably not. I think people must be able to afford everything they need to thrive, not just survive in a functioning society. I think this would be so beneficial to people's mental states and overall happiness. Money can solve a lot, but not everything, as nothing is perfect. A lot of people are unhappy because of money problems, so yes, it can buy happiness. It can allow you to have a life that allows you to be happy. In my personal experience, I can confidently say no. It can make life more enjoyable if you're already happy, but it doesn't alone make you happy. Yes, up to a certain point. I believe the cutoff point I read was $75K per year. That meets basic economic needs, so meeting those needs increases happiness. After that point, it's just superfluous money that doesn't increase happiness significantly. Whoever came up with the saying that money can't buy you happiness is full of crap. Money can't buy you genuine love maybe, but it can buy me all the things I'm interested in and passionate about that make me happy. Money can also buy me a dope house, an awesome car, the best medical services on the planet, the best food, the best fitness programs and trainers, the best healthcare products, the best equipment for literally any project or activity. And not for nothing, if I didn't care about romantic love, I can buy as much sex as I want. I can get access to elite parties and hang out with famous people just because I have the money to do it. And if I don't feel selfish, I can donate to as many charities I want, and my money will go towards making other people happy. Money can buy you happiness. Get a freaking job. I think the people who say that money can't buy happiness are using the wrong word. I do believe and have experienced that money can buy happiness. True fulfillment though, I think this is what those people really mean. Absolutely nope. Raised broke, and was broke, until just this year, in my 30s. In that amount of time, struggling to keep food in Mr. Tum Tum, I learned not just to appreciate, but to love the little things in life. I battled obvious amount of depression and anxiety in that time, and as a result, it's forced me to see a brighter light, even if my depression wouldn't want me to. Today, I work among well-paid mechanics and engineers. I am a well-paid janitor. I see an amazing amount of verbal and emotional abuse come from the departments who hang over mine, belittling the workers and almost always using their salary as some form of insult. To me, I can see right through them like glass. It's absolutely incredible to me now to witness all these people who were told go to school, career, work and you'll be happy. Let me reiterate, maybe 15% of the people that I work with have shown me genuine happiness. Everyone else is emotionally dead and miserably depressed. And I'm over here smiling, laughing just because I didn't die in my sleep last night. Any day 6 feet above is a good day. In a way, yes. And in a way, no. Yes. Freaking obviously, many of the problems I have today will be fixed when I finally have some money. Soon. Yay. However, will I be happier? Only insofar as not having to worry about extra money to fix a car or go out to eat. I'm already pretty happy. Got a good job, happily married, bought a house, and have a healthy, happy 11-year son. I know plenty of people who have way more money than I do that are just the most miserable sons of bitches ever, so IDK. All I can really tell you is that I've tried being dirt poor and in debt, and I would not say that I recommend it, at all, ever. It doesn't necessarily buy happiness, but it's buys stuff that creates happiness. Having a lot of money just makes life easier. It buys stability, which is a core key to survival, and I don't think I can be fully content or happy without knowing I'll be able to survive tomorrow. So even if someone can experience momentary happiness, without money they realistically can't achieve long-term happiness. BC they will be forced to focus on survival and live in a constant state of stress, fight or flight. I don't just think money can buy happiness. I think it's a key component in ensuring mental stability in a person. Maybe I think this is BC. I wasn't well off growing up and was in 4th grade losing my hair over adult financial issues. But I kind of think the whole money doesn't buy happiness was a trope invented by rich people to taunt the poor. But hey, just my 2 cents here. Money sure as heck would make me happy, knowing I have the money to be financially secure as I look for a job. The money to do fun things with friends and be able to fly to other countries to meet some of my online friends, all while not needing to worry about money, would make me very happy. Money can't buy happiness. Money can buy time. If you would be happier without having to do things that take up your time, then money would buy your happiness. If you would be unhappy whether at work or sitting on the couch, then money will not buy your happiness. Yes, but for a short while. After that, it's back to square one. This is assuming you don't have to worry where and when the next meal is coming from. Depends on what makes you happy. It makes me happy to make other people happy, and sometimes that's as simple as just buying them some food or putting gas in their vehicle. You can't put a price on a smile. Absolutely yes. Nearly anything that can be done in our modern world can be achieved with money, or at least made better by it. Absolutely. To clarify, money doesn't buy happiness itself, but it buys access to all the things that make you happy. It provides financial security, a source of the majority of stress. Absolutely. It is supreme foolish to think you can't be happier with more money. Money doesn't equal happiness, but it opens the avenue to affording things that lead to a happier life. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.